Hello and welcome to another installment of Brews and Views, and today we're going to continue on with our topic, which is toxic traits with four of those with mental health issues and childhood trauma. So that should cover most of us, I'm guessing, right? So we're on number two, and number two is basically self-sabotage versus the need for success. Contradictory trait that you will spot is people who are engaged in behaviours that hinder progress and success, despite their desire to want to achieve and want to live a fulfilled life. So I'm going to start today with a quote. That quote is: "Self-destruction is not a sign of weakness, but is a misguided attempt to cope with pain." When you think about that, it's often like the case where we talk about suicide. People wanting to kill, people who we have to look at suicide, don't we, retrospectively, and think the person probably wanted to kill that, not themselves, but whatever it was that was causing them pain. And self-destruction is just a form of that. It's a very mild version of that, and obviously it isn't finite. It doesn't end there, and that person potentially can then build themselves back up again from that, or may not want to just sit in that position. But everything that hits rock bottom has an opportunity and a chance to go up, and human nature tells me that the fact that like people who are on rock bottom, living on the streets, nothing to, they have no real aspiration, not real aspirations, but they have no luck. They have no house, no family. But something tells me that those people still have aspirations, still have dreams of one day being able to live a nice, happy life, have a job, have a family, settle down, all those sorts of things. But they've self-sabotaged to the point where they are at the absolute bottom of that. Now, a tip to spot this is when you observe like patterns of behaviour, sometimes procrastination, self-destructive behaviour, and sort of people who just sort of fear of taking risks. I'm not meaning it's like impulsive behaviour, I'm just talking about wanting to better the life type risks, investment. And you'll often just see signs of frustration and dissatisfaction. So what could be the cause of that, you might ask me? Well, fear. Fear is possibly the number one cause. A form of fear is the number one cause for lots of different things, and obviously fear leads into other things: self-doubt, lack of confidence. It leads into people who will potentially be given an opportunity to improve their life and improve their opportunities for their family, and they may feel like they're not worthy of it, so they may hesitate to take that risk. That's what we were talking about before. They may take that step to get out of their comfort zone. It might be a promotion, might be offered a better job with more responsibility. They may not necessarily feel like they're worthy of that, and ultimately they are stopping their potential growth. Another one might be, again, potentially this sometimes can come from childhood, and being told that they weren't any good, and this is the negative self-beliefs and limiting mindsets. So those negative self-beliefs, such as like feeling unworthy and believing that they don't have the ability to succeed, it hides itself in the subconscious and stops people's personal growth. And it gives them what's called a fixed mindset, which basically is resistance to any sort of change that also hinders them moving forward. The third and final one, is the lack of discipline and lots of procrastination. Now we all hit that at some point in time. I try my best not to do it as much these days, but it is sometimes. You're tired, overworked, and you need to get certain jobs done, but fortunately you're thinking about it too much, procrastinating about it, and you're lacking the discipline to get it done. Well, unfortunately, if you want to succeed, you can't be doing that. And that is a very mild form of self-sabotage, because you're stopping yourself from progressing, because you're basically staying in your comfort zone and stopping yourself from moving forward, because you know what you need to do, and you're stopping your growth, and those opportunities may be missed simply because you wanted a nap. So how do you help yourself or someone who is in a self-destructive, self-sabotaging mode? You have to maybe encourage that person to engage in a bit of self-reflection and become aware of the behaviours that have stopped them progressing in their life at that moment in time. Identify the patterns of behaviour and get them to sort of reflect and look back at those and acknowledge those areas that need addressing. A great one, what I like to do is set goals and action plans to help them establish a sort of pattern, and this is quite very helpful in the beginning, just to get someone going and off their arse and moving forward. If you set it very specific, and it could be over a case of a month, 3 months, depending on how long or short the goal is. Ultimately, it could just be a case of, right, they need to get out of bed because they're staying in bed, or it could be a case of they need to start writing 10 pages a day, and then by the end of that week, that's going to be 70 pages, and that's how you can check something like that. Yeah, so setting clear goals and action plans. Your third one is going to be developing positive habits and mindset. I spent thousands of hours, I think, over a few years, developing positive mindset and developing habits that were going to assist me throughout my life, and hopefully going to spill out to those that meet me, those who spend time with me, my family, and anybody else who listens and watches this sort of stuff, and you'll possibly follow my journey as I go through my life. So you have to spend a bit of time doing that. You have to spend time looking at the positives or ways to improve your mindset, because ultimately you are what you think of the most. Check that phrase out, because it came from a good source. Tell me where it came from in the comments. But yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you all for watching. We covered, if you need any help setting out goals with habits, coaching, life coaching, getting into a good routine, hit me up in the messages and I'll get back to you and show you what I've got and how I can help you. Until next time, see you next week.